Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Neda Irampour here with your weather forecast as we start off this Monday. Really beautiful conditions. This is our view from Otay Mountain out towards the east. Well, you'll notice the sun, of course, coming on up. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:10 a.m. And yep, we're going to see our clock springing forward in about a week on Sunday. So don't forget that. That's going to change our sunrise and sunset times, allowing you a little extra hour at the end of the day for more sunlight. Here's a look right now from Mount Soledad, and you'll notice it's just calm across San Diego today. Pretty mild weather pattern that we are under, thankfully, giving you a nice break. There are storm systems headed to California, which we will track in a moment. But for now, this early morning, a little bit of drizzle up in places like Camp Pendleton. That was it. The storm track mainly staying way up in Northern California. And then we have this gradual warm up through the end of this week, in fact. Even as we're watching for our next chance of potential showers and a storm that's coming, we're still going to be warming up. So here's a look right now at our satellite imagery where you'll notice mostly clear conditions and then just that little pocket of green. It's mainly over the ocean, so not noticing it impacting many people at all here in San Diego. Overall in LA, that's where it is also pretty calm, although the early morning hours we saw a few snow flurries, and that was all. Nothing compared to what they're getting right there. Northern California, storm after storm, as we know, has brought significant amount, feet and feet of snow for the Sierra Nevada mountain range. In fact, over the weekend, they saw a couple more feet on top of the 7 to 8 feet that they got last week. So the totals for some of these mountain resorts, 500 inches, that's about 40 feet of snow that they have received this winter. So this season, obviously very generous, but also very dangerous. They're digging out of snow. And unfortunately, there's going to be more wet weather coming their way throughout this week. So it's not quite allowing the breaks that people need to be able to snow plow and dig out. Cars are buried, homes are buried. But here in San Diego, as you know, we get a lot calmer weather. It's 57 degrees here on this Monday morning, in the 50s for the most part. We started off in the 40s, so it wasn't too cold of a start, although, you know, no frost advisory to speak of. Fairly comfortable, a little bit warmer now because the sun has been shining. Over the next few hours here, you'll notice temperatures reaching the upper 50s, and that's really where we're going to hover today and tomorrow before we start to see a little bit of an increase. If you're a surfer, I know you've probably been missing going in the water. I saw a lot of people this Sunday going in. Of course, you're going to want to check the bacteria levels at some of our beaches. The South Bay, there have been those warnings about bacteria increasing due to runoff and due to sewage from Tijuana. So check on which beach you're planning to go to. Make sure the county website says that it's okay. And wave heights 2 to 4 feet with the potential of 5-footers. In OB this morning, we saw waves crashing as high as the bottom of the pier. So a heads up there, especially right around high tide time. A lot of water is taking over our beaches. Low tide will be around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Pretty low, negative 0.4 feet, and it's mainly because of the pull of the moon. It will be a full moon tomorrow morning at 4:40 a.m. So that's when we'll see the big bright light in the sky. The marine layer may block it for some of you, but I know it was pretty bright last night as well. If you like hiking, hey, today might be a pretty good, nice day to do that. Very calm out there. Winds 10 miles per hour, nothing too wild. Upper 50s, that would be for Mount Woodson, with partly cloudy skies. This morning, we don't see much cloud coverage, but onshore flow will start to increase, and that'll push more of that cloud coverage in. 62 degrees this afternoon in Coronado. Same with National City, La Mesa 60, low 60s for Santee and El Cajon. So you're not noticing a major change at all. This is really what we saw last week, too, at the end of last week, with the upper 50s to low 60s. In our mountains where all that snow was, a lot of it has been melting, of course, because temperatures above freezing there for Julian, Mount Laguna. So you may notice pockets here and there, but obviously not much. Looking at our skies here as we forecast the marine layer, you'll see it thicken up this afternoon, and then by late tonight, early tomorrow morning, you might get a little drizzle out of it, but that's pretty typical for us. So yeah, tomorrow morning should be cloudy and then sunshine. So depending on when you wake up, you may not even see the marine layer, but it looks like a nice sunny afternoon for your Tuesday. Temperatures again will be very similar to today, right around that 60-degree mark. On Wednesday, here you go. though, another chance of a little bit of cloud coverage coming through, but no rain on Wednesday, no rain on Thursday, so that's all good. It keeps us pretty mild all week. But what we're watching here would be keep an eye on what's going on in the Pacific Northwest. So this low is what came through Saturday, and it's hovering all the way till Tuesday. It's pretty stubborn. So unfortunately for a lot of these regions that have had a lot of moisture, there's still more left in this system. So by Tuesday night, it'll finally start to move a little bit further east, as you see, and then the next one dives down. This one's an interesting one. It will impact us in some way, so let's show you what's going on here with it. I know it's only Monday, but as we look ahead all the way to Friday, you'll see this low tap into all of this moisture. So this, yes, is another atmospheric river that's going to bring in pretty heavy rainfall. You'll notice that north of LA, so right there, Central California, into the Bay Area yet again, and then look at all of that snow impacting the Tahoe region yet again. This one will be a warmer system. We're not going to see these low snow levels like we did last week, for example, because atmospheric rivers typically are warmer. They form further south, and then they dump a lot more rain, unfortunately. So that's not going to be great for areas that have already been inundated. For us in San Diego, how will it impact us? Well, it kind of depends on the lineup of that atmospheric river. If it stays north, we may not get much at all. If it moves further south, we might get a lot. So Friday, Saturday, those are the days where we're watching for this. Since it's only Monday, these atmospheric rivers really can shift on us as we get closer and closer to that time. So we don't want to time it out just yet or let you know how much is coming because the potential can certainly change. So let's talk about your 8-day microclimate forecast until Friday. Here you go. Pretty nice, mild weather, as I mentioned. Partly cloudy skies each day, right around 60 degrees. Thursday will be mid-60s, staying in the mid-60s through Friday, Saturday, even as that system comes in. And then by Sunday, Monday, even warmer, around 70 degrees by early next week. Now, for the mountain communities, as we say, atmospheric rivers are warmer, so we don't expect to see local mountain snow from this next round of moisture. Temperatures are going to stay above freezing, even overnight. So this is not going to be a snowmaker for us in San Diego, but it could bring a decent amount of rain. Again, all depends on where that river in the upper levels of the atmosphere actually lines up. But you know, until then, we can just think about how nice the weather's going to be through Thursday. And that's a look at your forecast. I'm Nada Irampur. So glad you joined us right here on CBS 8 Plus. Of course, keep watching. We'll have a lot more CBS 8 produced shows for you right on this channel. Thanks for joining us.